Good morning and welcome to Fact Friday. This week is the return of the amazing Sophie Wallace. Sophie, it's great to have you back on Fact Friday, and we are discussing how to obtain a grant of probate. Last week we identified that when someone passes away with a will in place, you apply for a grant of probate, and there are various forms which we'll be looking at today. Sophie, we have two questions for you. The first one is, where do I start with obtaining a grant of probate?
Thank you. So there are two routes you can go down to obtain a grant of probate, and this depends on the size and complexity of an estate. So the first is an application on Form IHT 205, and the other is an application on Form IHT 400. An application on Form IHT 205 is much more simplified, and this application can be made just to the probate registry, so the papers do not need the added delay of going through HM Revenue and Customs first.
Excellent, thank you. And the second and final question for you today, Sophie, is when can I use the simplified route using the IHT 205?
So the simplified route can be used if there is no inheritance tax to pay, and the form will only give brief details of the estate to the probate registry. This form can be used in a few instances if there is no tax to pay, because the gross value of the estate is less than or equal to the accepted state limit, so the nil rate band allowances we've been discussing in previous weeks, twice the accepted estate limit. So this means using the nil rate band of the person who has died, and then we can also transfer any unused nil rate band from a spouse or civil partner of theirs who died before them. Or if the estate is less than £1 million and all or part of the estate passes to the deceased spouse, civil partner, or charity. So there may be other conditions, meaning we may not be able to complete the IHT 205 and may have to complete the IHT 400 instead. And these include lifetime gifts, assets in trust, and foreign assets above a certain level. But there'll be more about that next week for you.
You are correct. Next week, it's the return of the ever so fabulous Ellie McCabe, where she will be discussing the IHT 400 in more depth. If anyone has any questions, please do either pop them in the comment section below or drop either Sophie or I an email, and I will see you next Friday. Take care.